If you're an average Joe, your New Year's resolution means jack shit. Like, you're only going to be motivated because of the next year and the next year and the next year. But that's only like a small bit of motivation. That motivation is not going to last you for the entire year. It's only going to last you until January. Could be February if you're really dedicated. Or if you're just like making one up because it's the trend, well, you're only going to last a week or maybe just like 3 days and then you just give up, You should never fall into the trap of the New Year's resolution because you're stating that you're doing it for the new year. And every single resolution is going to be a new year. You're not going to be stuck on one sort of thing. You're going to be stuck on all these sorts of like years that you're just like trying to improve on when you haven't even improved on the one thing that you set yourself, the very first New Year's resolution you've like ever done. What you need to do is set goals. What you need to do is allow yourself to have a paper right on top of your workspace, or like make your phone screen a background of whatever goal it is that you want. Just plain old text. What is it that you want to do? What do you want to do during this year? And it's not about the motivation, it's about the discipline. The discipline gets you far farther than the motivation. Treat motivation as a tiny little treat. A treat that stems from discipline. Now, if you're somebody who suffers from a lot of like bad mental health, you're not going to get through. You're simply not going to get through. The reason being is that is just motivation talking to you. That is not the disciplined masculine mind that is talking to you. If you're not going to do it, then you've kind of like failed yourself. And that feeling is going to persist on for like the entire year. So stay on your goals. Stay on track with your goals, like always. Have like a checklist so you can see what days you missed and what days you haven't missed. And so you can either feel proud of yourself for the days you haven't missed or feel bad about yourself about the days you have missed. I suggest you do the days that you haven't missed because those are the ones that actually got off your those are the days that you actually got off your ass and did something. And you should be proud of that. You really should be proud of that because it takes effort to change yourself. Of course, like if you don't if you don't see instant results like right away, you're not supposed to see instant results. Like that's the entire point of changing yourself, is that you change yourself. And if you're a dedicated person, you're able to change yourself. You're able to make yourself play the piano, be a weightlifter, do all these sorts of things. But all you need to do is have discipline, have something that holds you accountable. Just saying that you want to do this sort of New Year's resolution is gone down the trash. New Year's resolutions are not the way. Discipline is. Discipline is going to get you farther than that motivation. that one singular spike in motivation compared to the rest of the year. Like you're gonna have like 3 days of motivation, maybe even a week if you're lucky, and then it's gonna feel like slow. It's gonna feel you're gonna get bogged down and doing all that, you know? Either one, you set yourself a goal for the entire year and hold yourself accountable to that, or two, make it so that you are that. Make it so that you are a pianist. That sounds so wrong. Make sure that you are a weightlifter. When you start, you're going to feel as though you're not that. You're not this, you're not that. And the entire point of a New Year's resolution is to change yourself. And so if your mind is disconnected from whatever you're doing in the present, if you're like reading something and you're just like, but I don't like reading. Well, same here. But guess what? Now I'm a reader. Bro, I've already read one book and I'm halfway completing another book just in 1 month, bro. No, not even 1 month. Just in 2 weeks, I'm almost finished half a book. Maybe like 2/3 of the book. You cannot make yourself do something if you don't believe that you are something. And firstly, it involves mental health. Like if you want to do something, you really have to focus on if you're able to do it or not. Like, do you have the time? And if not, make time. But before you make time, is your mental health okay? Are you motivated to do whatever it takes to do that? Because mental health, it's step zero in a lot of self-improvement. It's mental health, because you don't want to make yourself falter with whatever you're doing. And so if you believe that you are this person, this kind of person, if you are a pianist, if you are a weightlifter, if you are a reader, you're more likely to have the ego do that for you. Ego is actually a very important concept in self-improvement, because it's something that it's a complex like feeling. Your ego determines a lot about your character, and so there's your ego is neither good or bad. It's just the ego. And so you have to like coax it to do this sort of thing. And a quote from Noam Chomsky is, in order to get rid of a bad habit, you cannot throw it out of the window. Instead, you have to coax it down the stairs. And that's how you get rid of bad habits, is that you coax it down the stairs to main level instead of throwing it onto the out of the window on the second floor onto the ground. You cannot be extreme with it. Unless you are extremely dedicated, an extremely dedicated individual, which requires good mental health. That's how you're able to achieve self-actualization, is through the buildup from like the hierarchy of needs. First is like food, sleep, sustentation, and all that. And second is your relationships. And then like the higher up you go, the more self-actualized you become. What you want to be, what you want to do is self-actualization, but you're not there yet, because New Year's resolutions don't help with that. It's discipline, discipline, discipline. It's only about discipline. That motivation is a treat for that discipline. Discipline actually increases motivation because now you're able to, because if you associate your identity with that sort of discipline that you're doing and then just like build up, keep doing the discipline, then you start to realize that you are that thing. And so it's just going to feel natural. Like your mind is going to feel natural, and therefore your body is going to feel natural about doing that discipline. Discipline, discipline, discipline. It's only about discipline. No New Year's resolution. If you have a New Year's resolution, scrap it. Get a journal, get like a notebook, like, and just have a wall of like check boxes for every single day that you are planning, that you do the actual habit. So how it goes is you check mark every single time you do that habit on that day. And that's literally the simplest thing. You can look back at the previous months and just look, and if you realize that those check boxes are empty, you need work to do. And do not rely on motivation. Do not rely on motivation. Do not rely on willpower. It's only about discipline. It's about getting your mind as healthy as it can to do those productive things. Think and Grow Rich tells people to make your positive emotions work for you. Like it's very fundamental that if you have good mental health, those positive emotions will work for you just naturally because they're a part of you now. That's why mental health is step 0. So to summarize, first, start on your mental health. Start improving your mental health. Secondly is, if you want to do a certain thing, what you want to do is create a checkbox for it. A list of check marks, just like a list of check boxes just on a page, and you just do. Delay the New Year's resolution until forever. Like you don't need it. You don't need it. The New Year's resolution doesn't do anything. Like it's the ego talking to you. The ego says that you gotta start on the New Year's day, and then the day before the day of New Year's Eve, you're just Jeffreying out. You're just like eating chocolate, or just from Christmas, and being sad, doing all that. No, that's not the way. If you want a mental health guide, right there, that is an important thing. It's from Hamza. It's a mental health guide to get you out of that dark place. If you are in that dark place, and if you think you're not in that dark place, you're probably complacent, and complacency is no go. It's you should never be complacent. Goes to the next video. Please like and subscribe, please. I'm begging you.